When you're freeing Castle, you don't go looking for trouble, but trouble always seems to find you. And when it does, it gets handled fast. Meet Tomasini, a 2-bit assassin with a balisong and a big mouth. He thinks he's about to make a name for himself by ambushing the Punisher. He's cocky, fast, but not smart. Here's the first move. Punisher traps the incoming knife hand using a 2-hand disarm technique. One hand catches the wrist to stop momentum, while the other parries the hand. This prevents the knife from advancing and when done rapidly, loosens the grip. Moreover, a popping sound is noted, likely a wrist dislocation or tendon snap due to overextension. With Tomasini already stunned, Castle slides into a standing armbar, hyperextending the elbow. The elbow joint is a hinge joint and only bends in one direction. By controlling the wrist and rotating Tomasini's shoulder inward while pulling on the forearm, Frank hyperextends the elbow. This could lead to a ligament tear, elbow dislocation, or even a humerus fracture if enough torque is applied. Once the arm breaks, Tomasini loses the ability to fight with that limb and shock begins to set in. This is painful, disabling, and psychologically demoralizing. While Frank had the standing armbar, he executes a devastating knee to the solar plexus. Why? Because the solar plexus hit knocks the wind out and can cause diaphragm spasms, making it impossible to breathe. The knee folds Tomasini's torso, disrupts his posture, and exposes his upper body for the next attack. It also disorients his nervous system, making follow-up defense extremely difficult. Now, for the final touch. Castle grabs Tomasini by the collar and drives his skull into a brick wall. The wall is a rigid, unforgiving structure. There's no give, which means all the force transfers directly into Tomasini's skull and neck. Likely injuries include nasal fracture, orbital fracture, concussion, and cervical spine whiplash or trauma. This is a finishing technique meant to disorient, concuss, and demoralize. Moreover, Frank delivers an elbow to the occipital lobe. This is extremely dangerous and potentially fatal because the skull in that region is thin, offering little protection for the brain. A powerful blow can cause a concussion, brain bleed, or diffuse axonal injury, all of which may lead to immediate unconsciousness or death. It could also damage the brainstem and upper spinal cord, which controls vital functions like breathing and even the heart rate. Since the strike is often unseen, the victim can't brace for impact, making the damage even worse. In Tomasini's case, already injured and disoriented, a direct elbow from the Punisher to the occipital region could easily result in a fatal neurological shutdown. This explains why Tomasini's smirk is gone, because his nervous system is now in full overload. Pain, disorientation, broken bones, and fear have completely overtaken him. Tomasini thought that he had the edge because he had a blade. He chose poorly by being cocky and arrogant because he thought that he had the drop on him. What Tomasini failed to realize is that the Punisher stays ready so that he never has to get ready. Now, if you want more Punisher CQC breakdowns, tactical analysis, and storytelling, please punish that like button, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. The Punisher Mythos is out.